On inflation coming down today, it appears to be cooling off, at least for the time being, after numbers show that today it was its slowest annual pace since March of 2021. So let me walk you through what we learned here today. It increased only about 4%. This time last year, we were double that rate. It's also a sharp pullback from last month. So why are prices so high? Well, food is still outpacing overall annual inflation at 6.7%. And then look at this. Specifically, we're talking about things like margin. It's up 22%. Flour up 17%. I'm sure you've noticed this when you've gone to the grocery store. It's still high. But the good news, bacon and eggs fell over 13%, bacon down almost 10%. And I'll show you the other big driver for core inflation that we also learned today. Shelter prices holding steady, leaving many economists to start to ask when we could now see some relief finally. Well, tomorrow the Fed, in fact, is meeting again, is expected to pause any interest rate hikes, and that could mean more people might jump back into the buying market. And that is where this new trend could come into play that we're spotlighting here tonight. It's called build to rent construction. It's exploding in the Tampa housing market. And tonight, our in-depth reporter Stassi Almos taking a closer look at whether this could be a long-term solution for the affordable housing crisis.
The price of paradise stemming from the pandemic and the population boom in Tampa Bay.
I mean, rents have just continued to climb. People have continued to get evicted and become homeless, and it's a big problem.
St. Pete, Tampa, and Orlando now rank 34, 35, and 36th least affordable housing markets in the U.S. on Reality Hub's housing index. Right now, 15,000 people are waitlisted for affordable housing or Section 8 vouchers in Tampa, 10,000 in St. Pete.
Things have gotten worse.
But build-to-rent homes increased by nearly 160% in the last 5 years, now at 1,374.
It's still a rental. Looks like a house, though. Usually they start out about 1,400 square feet.
Yardi-Matrix conducted a study for RentCafe finding that Tampa Bay ranks 6th in the nation for the most homes built to rent under construction right now, with nearly 1,400 houses going up.
They have a very good price point so that people who cannot afford homes or cannot find homes because of the lack of affordable supply, which continues to erode in the U.S., they have an opportunity now to rent in something that looks like a home.
Yardi says many of these projects are breaking ground on the vacant land in the area between Tampa and Orlando.
There's a kind of a joke that people are calling it Orlampa. That's the new market.
But the St. Pete Tenants Union has concerns.
Biggest problem is that these are owned by corporate landlords. This isn't a good thing. We don't want more corporate landlords in our community who can just jack up the rent and not give any consideration to their tenants.
The people that did the study, they said these built-to-rent homes are to help with the affordable crisis where people can't afford a home to buy. They can instead rent the home.
No, it's totally exploitative, saying they're trying to help the affordable housing crisis. They're just trying to help their bank books and their shareholders.
The St. Pete Tenants Union says we need more city and state-owned properties so that there's accountability as well as rent control. Reporting in St. Pete, I'm Stassi Almos, ABC Action News.